Halloween. Halloween is a interesting time of the year. Like Christmas, it is very, very popular. But like Christmas, unlike Christmas, where it's focused on family and spending time together. Well, I guess Halloween's like that too, but Halloween's more about spookiness, while Christmas is more about kindness and, in giving and all that. So, for a Halloween review I wanted to do here for you guys, this episode is called A Little Fright. A Little Fright music. This is a Family Guy episode. Eventually, I do want to confess, I want to say this. Eventually, I do want to, tackle the entire show, because I, am reviewing SpongeBob right now, and I just finished the first 2 seasons. But I do want to wait, and I'm gonna at least do the first 5 seasons of SpongeBob. And then I'll move on to Family Guy, and I'll do 5 seasons there and kind of go back and forth. Just to mix things up, that way I don't get burned out on the shows. I probably would still review them, but I wouldn't want to get burned out on them like, Pie Guy Rules did. He talked about that. He kind of got a little burned out on reviewing the same thing. To be fair, though, like, a majority of his content was SpongeBob, though. Mine's a little bit of everything. But yeah, before I, continue this, review any further, remember to hit the like button, subscribe to my channel. Make sure you guys are still subscribed, because there has been some strange stuff going on, with AI and YouTube and all of that. Also, you guys can follow me on Instagram /threads. I don't know about you guys, but, I have to, have both to actually, watch, some of this stuff. So, yeah, I have to actually have both. So, yeah. But I have to actually have both to actually watch this stuff, So, so like I said, make sure you guys are, make sure you guys follow me there. And also, you guys can also follow me on X, too, because I also have an X account. I need to post some more stuff on them, but I haven't really been getting around to it because things have been crazy this year. But I am trying to work on posting some more stuff on there. I actually did do a little post on there, on Instagram at least, so there's that. But that's all I really have to say, so let's go ahead and actually get into this. So you may be thinking, though, if I'm planning on reviewing every episode of Family Guy in the future, well, why am I reviewing this episode? Well, it's because it's a Halloween episode. And the only reason why I'm reviewing this episode, because there are some other long-running shows that I'm probably, I wanted to do, like American Dad and all that, where the episodes all kind of feel the same, and it's easier to kind of judge it, because I do plan on reviewing the show in the future. This show, I'm, like I told you guys, I want to review every episode, because, there's a big fall in the show, and all that, and, I'm like, what, I'm going to go ahead and review, I want to review it so I can kind of judge the show on the good and bad episodes and all that, and the meh, kind of grade the show as a whole better, But, but the thing is, the reason why I'm doing this is because of Hulu, because, Disney has announced that, Hulu is gonna be getting shut down. Yeah, that's right. Disney has announced they're gonna shut Hulu down at the next year. They haven't really stated when they're gonna shut it down. But by the looks of things and them offering deals like monthly deals, like they're offering like a month, they're offering some different deals. I'm assuming they're probably going to shut it down probably by January or February, but they haven't really said yet. So yeah, it's kind of crazy, but yeah, I'm just like, that's another thing that we grew up with that we cannot enjoy, I swear, I mean, come on, can we have something to enjoy without Hollywood or, well, not just Hollywood, but corporations in general ruining it, come on, I mean, technically the name will still be there. I mean, yeah, they're gonna keep the name Hulu on Disney Plus, but that's like saying, Warner Brothers or Disney, keeping their channels on, shutting their channels down and putting them on their platforms. It's not the same thing, so Hulu is not gonna be the same thing. It's gonna be, on Disney Plus, possibly with worse ads, because the ads on Disney Plus are not that good, because they barely advertise anything, I will say they don't play a whole ton, at least the episodes I've seen, but I don't really get on there a lot, so I don't know. It's kind of weird, because Hulu is like this. Hulu actually, because they play, when you watch newer episodes of content that came out when Disney acquired these properties, you can, like Family Guy and all that, when it got Fox and all that kind of stuff, you notice their ads are kind of a little bit different. It's very weird. It's very, very weird and all that. I'm not sure why that is, but, yeah, they play it a bit more and all that. It's just very weird. But, yeah, I think Family Guy was like that, too. Actually, I don't know. I don't remember if they had more ads on there compared to the older episodes. But I noticed it definitely being kind of a thing. So yeah, I definitely think that the advertisement's gonna kind of suck going to Disney Plus. My thing is the fact that they spend, again, $9 billion on Hulu just to shut it down. I mean, they didn't really need it. They could have just, I don't know why they didn't just put, Hulu, just make their own live TV on their own streaming platform. They didn't need to buy Hulu to do it, but I don't know. I mean, corporations will do corporations. It's basically Warner Brothers and Discovery all over again, so, yeah, probably will end badly, but I don't know. But we'll have to see on that one, but I'm not really there to talk about that. I was just bringing that up because, well, like I said, I'm, reviewing, that's why I'm reviewing this, because I want to celebrate, Hulu before they shut it down. I could technically review this episode afterwards, but I wanted to do it before, because I feel like it would be a dedicated, way to send it off. I mean, I could do some top fives and stuff in the future, too, on Hulu's, on worst and best shows, like people have done with Netflix, but I'd have to watch some more original stuff, and Hulu would be a little bit more confusing to kind of do. Well, I guess it'd be like Netflix, because people also license their stuff out there, too. I don't know, it'd be kind of weird, but you can still get DVDs, too, of some of the stuff, so at least it'll be saved. But yeah, basically, yeah, that's why I'm reviewing this episode here. But anywho, I've kind of gone on long enough about that. Yeah, I don't know if you can tell either, too. I'm doing this actually outside because I was trying to record this is my second time doing this. Because I was trying to do this while my siblings were at the haunted house. Or it wasn't really a haunted house. It was just, called that because they were scaring people, dressed up and scaring people. And they got back pretty fast and they started throwing a fit. So, yeah, I had to kind of stop the video and all that. But that's why I'm doing this outside, because I at least want to get this review done. But anywho, yeah, anywho, enough with the distractions. Yeah, sorry if it sounds a little bit sloppy, but that's because when I have to redo a video, sometimes it sounds a little bit more sloppy. I'm hoping it doesn't, but anywho, let's go ahead and get into this. So, this Family Guy episode is actually the one they actually released this year. They released it this year, as you guys see up there. This episode is part of apparently Huluween or something like that. There's something called Huluween. I kind of like the name Huluween. It's pretty nice. But yeah, apparently Huluween is a thing with Hulu, and they've done these specials in the last few years. Family Guy even got Christmas ones. They got some Christmas ones. Surprisingly, no Thanksgiving ones. I guess Thanksgiving, though, is not as big, well, it's big with family, but with, decorations and songs and all that, it's not as big as Halloween and Christmas, but, they've done a lot of these. It's really funny, too, because technically, Christmas, Thanksgiving, and Halloween, all these holidays, Family Guy barely tackled in the earlier seasons. I'm not kidding. In fact, their first Christmas episode was technically in season 3, which I think that was supposed to be a season 2 episode, is what I heard, which is why the animation looks a little bit different. But after that, it disappeared. Those specials disappeared. They quit, making episodes like that. It wasn't until season 9 when they decided to make another Christmas episode. And then they made a Halloween one too, which was their first Halloween one. And then Thanksgiving, I think it was season 10 when Thanksgiving kind of started. You guys can kind of see that I haven't really been watching the show in a little while because, I kind of quit watching the show because the show kind of has nosedived. The characters are not very likable anymore and all that, and, they have their good episodes here and there, but for the most part, they really have fallen. Even Brian, who was once a likable character, everybody hates him now, because, he's unlikable, So the characters all kind of got flanderized, and, they didn't even really get flanderized, they got a completely makeover. Flanderized more so they kind of, I guess Brian and Peter, maybe, they got flanderized a bit. Stewie, not. Stewie's, a completely different character. Brian, though, he had his struggles in the earlier seasons, but they focused more on that and less on, making him a character and, and entertaining. Peter became more, stupid and more selfish over time, he was selfish in the earlier seasons too, but more aggressive and all that. It was, it got kind of bad there, and that's kind of the thing. That's why I kind of quit watching the show, but I've seen a lot of those episodes, because I also did, those reviews, so, So, when I heard they were making all these specials, I was thinking to myself, I'm like, yeah, these are probably not going to be very good, and all that, and people have said a lot of them are not very good. However, people have said this one is, I haven't seen a lot of people review this one, but people said it was alright. So I was thinking to myself, like, why not go ahead and review it, because I don't know what else to really review for, Hulu and all that for Halloween and stuff, and I wanted to review a Hulu episode. So, I'll probably even do a Christmas one, I'm thinking about that. I haven't decided yet. But, yeah, so basically, so this episode, though, I'm talking more about the backstory and the history of the show, and not really the episode itself, because there's not really a whole lot to really say about it. I'm gonna say it right now. Yeah, there's not a whole lot to say about this episode. It does have some funny moments, with the cutaways, which I want to clarify. This show, like, in the later seasons, I've noticed, or not the later, the newest seasons, they have not been doing hardly any pop culture cutaways. Actually, for the most part, their cutaways have kind of disappeared in general, and, I don't know, like, how the newest season is, but I noticed, like, when I was talking about Family Guy in the past and talking about how whether if the show was good again or not, I brought that up. That there wasn't a lot of cutaway gags in that season, but I haven't really seen the show a lot since then. But yeah, there really aren't really a ton of, like, pop culture cutaway gags, but there were actually quite a few in this, and a lot of them were not that bad. But the thing is with this episode, though, is, basically what happens is, we have, of course, like a typical Family Guy episode, we got an A and B plot. So the A plot is, actually, it's kind of hard to kind of to see which one is the A and B plot, because they're kind of about the same time. I guess it would be maybe more so Chris and Peter, because Chris and Peter are, like, trying to go out trick-or-treating. They're trying to go out trick-or-treating, and Chris is not allowed to go because his mom, Lois, says he's not allowed to go because he's too old for it. Which, he's in high school, which, he's, definitely pretty old to be going trick-or-treating. But I'm like, he can't take Stewie or something, like, why doesn't he just go with Stewie? I don't understand that. But he goes with Peter, and then Peter takes off with him, which, honestly did not surprise me. It's pretty obvious. It's pretty obvious that they were gonna do that, and, so it makes the plot's kind of predictable, and, they really don't do a whole lot with it. Quagmire and everyone, gets kidnapped by, the parents, which, basically is pretty obvious. Like, it's a pretty obvious twist, because there's, like, 3 of them. They throw it all, they kind of throw a curveball, or, like, a twist there for a few, but then when the third one comes in, like, and you can see the black hair on the, like, it's gonna be Bonnie, and all that, and, Quagmire, I'm not gonna lie, Quagmire, like, I hate Quagmire so much in the newer Family Guy, too. I really do. Like, he's basically just the same as the other ones. Like, he used to make, funny sex jokes and all that. They do something with his dolls, his sex dolls, but they've done the jokes before from what I could hear. They've done them before. They've done his sex, doll jokes before, so I'm like, why can't they, do some more interesting stuff with him, that's kind of the problem, it's like I've said, a lot of the characters are just flannerized now, so it has that modern Family Guy, feeling to it, And the thing is, too, is another thing I don't like about this, like some of that, too, is some of the freaking jokes or the way they word shit, like Chris trying to try on new outfits. It's the way it's entertaining seeing him dress up as different stuff in a way, but they have to make it so exaggerated, like literally, like when he's like talking, like when Chris is like talking, and goes for other characters too. They literally have them like crossing their freaking, giving them this weird pose, and Brian does this shit too, and they make it really exaggerated, and it's so annoying. Like, I hate it so much, and all that, and but there's not really a whole lot that's going on, in the I don't even want to call it again an A plot, because it focuses on kind of both Peter, and, Chris and Stewie and Brian. I guess it does focus maybe on them a little bit more than, Brian and Stewie, but Now Brian and Stewie's plot, I will say, definitely, what was a bit. It definitely was a little bit better with the salute or the ending of the episode, but they really don't do a whole lot with them either, trying to come up with like songs and all. They kind of just cut back and forth with them and all that. I will say though, I do really like their song at the end of the episode though. Yeah, Seth MacFarlane, sure does know how to make songs. He really does. His shows may be hit or miss to people, but when it comes to, like, songs, yeah, he's a very good singer and really knows how to write songs. I really do like the song. That's something that a lot of, Family Guy episodes have been missing in the more recent seasons, is the songs. Now, like I said, I don't know if there's any songs, because not every like season, I don't think, I've seen, in the past has had a song in it. But, a lot of the older ones have songs in it. Even season 9 had a few songs, like Christmas Time's Killing Us and all that, which was a popular song in the, in that Christmas special, But it is a very catchy song. Not one of my favorites, but it's still not bad. It's still a very good song, and I really do like it. But but I don't really have a whole lot to say about the episode. There's not really a lot to say. I guess I will say this technically. Also, Peter's like zombie design, I really don't like. That's another thing I don't really like about the modern Family Guy, too, a lot of times, is the characters, like... Now, this is something that's with animation, and this is something a lot of HD kind of does with the characters, but, like, why does Peter look so shiny, too? Like, he looks so shiny. Like, he's supposed to be a zombie, but, like, why does he look so shiny? Like, doesn't he look shiny to you guys? Like, he looks so shiny. And a lot of the times, the character models will look like that. They'll look all shiny looking. They'll even do that with the close-up on legs and all that, too, at times. It's very weird. Like, I have absolutely no idea why they do it. Like why they make it look so shiny, but it kind of does. But yeah, it's kind of the animation style they kind of have gone with and all that, but yeah, I don't know, but yeah, I do like the different costumes they have in the song. It is really nice. And I do like seeing Lois at the end of the episode actually appreciate Halloween, too, instead of being a Grinch, and all that, or not. Well, I wouldn't even say a Grinch, because not Christmas. We'll just say a sad person. I don't know what you would call Lois. And does anybody have any good grouchy like Halloween characters? Because I can't think of any of that. I don't know. Yeah, that was not probably the greatest joke ever, but but I mean, it's true though. Like, I don't know what I would call Lois. I mean, I guess I could call her a kind of a bitch a bit for like what she kind of did to Peter and his friends, but I mean, to be fair also, I mean, I don't know, also trying to take care of all the house decorations and all that is probably a pain too. But yeah, I don't really have a lot else to say about the episode. So, I'm gonna go ahead and just give it a score now. But before we give it a score, we gotta give it a rating. So, between good, meh, and bad, I'm gonna be giving this episode, unfortunately, a bad. Yeah, this episode, unfortunately, is getting a bad. I really didn't want to give this one a bad, but this one I had to give a bad. Because honestly, it's not a bad episode. Like, it's not like a horrible episode, but it's not really super memorable either. But of course, I'll also give it a score for you guys as well. I should probably be doing that first before I, explain it. But I'll explain it in a second. So I'll give it a score. Yep, I'm going to be giving it that. Sorry, I don't know what the heck's going on with the phone either. There we go. It's like it turned on my screen there. I don't know why the heck that happened. But yeah, I was gonna say, I'm giving it 34 points though, because I don't think it's that bad. I definitely have seen a lot worse episodes of this show. And I haven't really seen a whole lot of the Halloween episodes. I don't remember if I watched the pumpkin one or not. I hear that one's really boring though, but this one was still really forgettable. Besides the song and all that, there wasn't really a whole lot that I really could care about. I mean, well, again, there was some funny cutaway gags and all that, but the plot it was very simple, too simple, and yeah, I didn't really care for it too much. It was not the greatest. Probably not the greatest thing also to be off of, the greatest thing to, end with Halloween with Hulu. But I do have December. But, I wanted to, review this episode because this is technically a Hulu special. And the American Dad one, I was going to do the Scooby-Doo characters. That one was not, But, yeah, I wanted to review this episode for you guys. But yeah, I mean, again, it's not the worst thing ever, but I really do wish it was a little bit better. I also don't understand why they're calling these specials when it's not even, it's just 22-minute long episodes. I mean, they can be specials. I mean, they can be if they were something different. But they're not really different because Family Guy has done, Christmas and Halloween episodes before. So I don't really understand why they classify these as specials, I don't understand that, when it's only a certain amount of time, But I don't know. But yeah, I don't really have a lot else to say about that. I know the introduction was long, but like I said, I had a lot going on earlier. But I did get this video taken care of. But I had to do it kind of outside at the park and all that because of what's going on at home. But I can't really do much about that right now, so I hope you guys can understand that, it's family stuff, but I mean, I'm gonna try to eventually get my own place. I'm working on that, but I gotta get through work and all that, which I do have a job in the morning, so yeah. But anywho, though, I will see you guys all later, and yeah, I don't have a lot else to say, so yeah, I think I'm gonna go ahead and let the video go from here. But anywho, see you guys all later. Bye-bye.